Today on 3D Outdoors, I'm going to talk about the ideal protein diet and New Year's resolutions. Stay tuned. Alright, before we start the video, I'm going to do the standard disclaimer. Everybody should know this anyway, but before undertaking any kind of dietary changes or exercise programs, you should consult with your healthcare professional first. This video is purely based on my experience and is no way intended to tell you what to do or how to do it. This is for entertainment purposes only. So with that out of the way, if you've been watching my channel, you've probably been saying, well, we've been seeing less of you. Not the amount of videos, but physically less of me. And you would be correct. Last year about this time I did a New Year's resolution that I was going to get into shape, lean and mean, before Delta in Minnesota rolled around. And if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you saw that that did not happen. Got down to Delta, did 2 days of events, and at the end of the second day was dragging. Couldn't even finish the entire thing. I was very disappointed in myself. Then I did a video review, or I was going to do a video review. I actually took the video of it but never posted it on the internet, of a G-Code holster belt system that I wore down at the event. I did a review on the range, and when I seen the video footage at the end, I was so ashamed of it I couldn't post it. I will roll a piece of it in here so you can see the before and you can see the after. And it's amazing. It really is. I had always been wearing a 2X shirt and had it on the outside, so I didn't think I looked that bad. Well, once I was going to do that review with that belt, I had to tuck the shirt in order to be able to see the belt system. And I was very, very embarrassed of how I looked. Okay, you can see that that was not good. At that point, I decided I really need to make a change for my health and for my own pride. So I decided I needed to do something. I went and visited with my doctor. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you should visit with your healthcare professional. I went and saw my doctor. And I said, Doc, what should I do? And he had been saying every year when I went in for my yearlies that I should lose some weight, as a lot of Americans should. But I had never done anything. And he said, well, you know, what are you thinking about? Well, one of the people that you see on the channel, Carl, who was a great motivation to me through this whole process, and I have to thank him for that, and he was kind of my rock through this whole thing. He had done the program and lost 50 pounds, the Ideal Protein. So I asked my doctor, I said, what do you think about the Ideal Protein program, protocol? And he said, it'd be great for you. And I said, really? I said, you know, normally you think doctors say that you need to exercise, you need to get on the treadmill, the weights, da-da-da-da-da. And he said, no, that's all great, but that's not how you're going to lose weight. He said, it's almost impossible to lose weight by exercising. And I'm like, what? He said, really, think about it. You go in the gym, you work out for an hour, you're running around, playing basketball or swimming or lifting weights, whatever you're doing, and you get down at the end and you're walking out with your buddies and you're drinking a Gatorade. Boy, that was a great workout. He goes, you just poured every calorie back in your body that you burned. You didn't lose a single ounce. You're physically fit. You exercised your muscles. You did cardio. All that is great, but you're not losing weight because you poured it right back in. And the amount of calories you'd have to burn, which my goal was 60 pounds, which I reached, if you took 60 pounds times 3,000 calories a pound, you do the math. That's huge. The amount of time you would have to spend on a treadmill or running or lifting weights or doing whatever to drop that kind of weight, you just don't have the time to do it. You need to get into a caloric deficit to get to where you need to be, and this program will do that. There was a little added bonus because in the same health group that my doctor was in, they had the Ideal Protein program, and they give you 20% off if you're referred by your doctor. So that worked out really well for me. So I went and signed up. And the nice thing about the Ideal Protein program, and there's a lot of different protein programs out there that you could do. I'm not saying this is the best one, but this is what worked for me. So I'm just sharing my experience. You have a coach that you see once a week. They measure you, weigh you, answer any questions you have. You get the product while you're there. You buy it, obviously. We'll get into cost here in a second. And then they send you videos that you get to watch every day that motivate you, educate you, and help you along the way. So I really liked how the program was set in place. And like I said, I had Carl there as my rock. He and his wife both did the program together. It's nice when you have someone close to you that's done it and can encourage you, and that was great as well. One of the other things people say, well, it's too expensive, I can't afford to do that. Look at, you know, that shake that you had in the morning, that was $4. Well, really, what'd you just spend on that latte that you picked up at Starbucks on the way in? That was like $4.50, and you just poured 800 calories in your stomach. So really, when you look at what you spend on fast food, fancy coffees, eating out, and everything else, I did the math and I thought it pretty much was a wash. So cost, I didn't think could be used as a factor. Like I said, the program is, you use their products. It's very structured. It has a 4-stage approach. I'm not going to go into every one. You can visit with them if you want to about that. But there's 4 different stages that you go through. Stage 1 is where it's really getting you down there. You have between 800 and 900 calories a day. And yes, the first week you're going to be what they call hangry. You are going to be really hungry. And I ate a lot of lettuce during that week, but once I got through it, I was fine. Stage 2 is when you've reached your goal and you start phasing out of it. Stage 3, you're phasing out of it. And then stage 4 is what they call maintenance. You have learned in life what causes the problem, which is pretty much sugar and carbs, but you need carbs. Carbs are important all the way down to your DNA, but you've learned that you need to do them in moderation. You learn when you have the fats, when you have the carbs, when you have the different items, and how to counteract, say, a splurge day. So they teach you all these things as you're going along, and I'll find out if that works. I'm in stage 4. I started maintenance today. So this is the first day of maintaining health through the rest of my life. Now, I have started working out again now. That was one of the things with being 60 pounds overweight, which they classify being obese actually. I had a hard time working out. Getting on the treadmill and running, hard on my knees. My knees, oh, unbelievable. Now they're great. Lifting weights, doing any kind of cardio. When you're carrying, think 60 pounds, if you have that extra, pick up 3 20-pound bags of ice once in the store and see how much that is. That's huge. And so just getting rid of that has made it so much easier for me to work out and do things. So I think now that I'm to the weight where I need to be, I can work out, I can build muscle, and I can be a healthier me. So now I'm into that phase 4, the maintenance, and I'm going to stay a healthy person going forward and pay attention to what I eat. So there's my little testimony about the Ideal Protein diet. I encourage you to be a healthier person and to enjoy life. Being healthier helps you enjoy things more, I think. So there you go. This is Dan with 3D Outdoors, reminding you to get into the outdoors and enjoy everything it has to offer. And being healthier, you can do that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button at the bottom. See you next time.